Whoa now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in Rimworld. We got it on plus 500% threat scale. If you want to see what mods we're running, head back to the beginning of episode 1. Otherwise, let's continue at day 9. Brinro Croiler is the first one to awaken, and goes outside to get in a game of horseshoes. A little while later, most are awake and putting in time making the bedrooms. Gazbo begins setting up the bamboo field. Planting bamboo takes some time, so everyone pitches in to get it done faster. While mining out the hallway, Brinro Croiler strikes gold. We'll just mine the rest of that out right quick. After all the mining this crew has done today, it's no wonder they're ready to hit the beds and get their first good night's sleep since they got here. And so ends day 9. Kaikam gets up sometime after 3 a.m. to catch the sunrise. A little while later, most are awake, and Kaikam decides that we need some more resources to finish the electrical grid. Now that it's complete, I tell them to turn the generator on and lay out plans for more electrical line. Unfortunately, this is when their situation went from bad to worse. Without any warning, transport pods crash through the ceiling. Everyone tries to get in one place to consolidate attack power. Once the transport pods do release their occupants, everyone in the group focuses on the nearest enemy. Unfortunately, they are no match for firearms and are quickly subdued. They even kill the dogs. Kaikam is the first to succumb to death. As if drawn by the sounds of gunfire in the area, a stranger in black named Billa shows up. Back at the colony, the invaders have dropped even more supplies and are beginning to build defenses. They also finish this mortar launcher and begin shelling Billa's position. Under a hail of mortars, he's able to slip into the cave system, and while they shell the spike hallway, is able to get in position behind their own defenses and return fire, incapacitating 70-year-old Joyce. He didn't have much ammo and is out very quickly, and so retreats. Now that they've met some armed resistance, they decide to leave. Billa is able to sneak back in the house and take Joyce prisoner. Then he gets on the mortar they left behind and begins shelling the fleeing enemies. The attackers are leaving, so Billa begins repairing infrastructure, while prisoner Joyce heals. Hopefully we can recruit her when she recovers. We're gonna need more colonists. All of the original colonists are dead. The coalition of the tree will move forward with Billa at the helm, but who knows what these 5 might have accomplished. All that potential lost. And so ends day 10. Billa's first day in his new home, and it's already filled with blood. He sets about digging the graves for the old colonists. In the middle of that, another transport pod lands right next to him. Billa pulls out his Ikwa and gets right up on it, waiting for it to open. Once it does, its occupant is quickly subdued and also taken prisoner. Needing to take his mind off of what he's just seen and done, Billa gets in a game of horseshoes, then buries everyone. Once that grim task is done, he can get around to fixing the roof in the main house, and also replacing the front door. He moves the mortar to a more usable position. Billa's had enough hardship for one day and decides to turn in. And so ends day 11. A lot of the food we had stored rotted away during the assault and the intervening days, so Billa's gotta do what he's gotta do. Randy may taketh away, but Randy also giveth. It seems a naked young woman wants to be our guest. Once she's chosen a bed, she hits the on-site entertainment. And Billa tries to rebuild the damaged section of the hallway. After a while, he goes inside to cook some food. and later frames up the last of the hallway before turning in for the evening. And so ends day 12. It seems a boomalope has wandered onto a trap overnight. Boomalopes are an indigenous species to this planet. They resemble antelopes. However, when they die, a testament to their namesake, they explode, which immediately sets the hallway on fire. Awakened by the explosion, Billa decides to go check out what it was. And by the time he arrives, the hallway is a blazing inferno. With no other resources, he tries to beat the fire out as best he can, but it's a losing battle. And with a strong wind heading northwest, the fire's headed right for the main house. Billa's given up on stopping the fire and is now focused on just keeping it from the house. It was 5 a.m. when the boomalope exploded. It's now 3 in the afternoon, and the blaze is finally dying out. Unfortunately, in the meanwhile, Joyce died of starvation in a coma. Billa attempts to keep Meatball from suffering the same fate. Over the course of the day, he cut down a lot of trees. Gonna need a lot of wood to rebuild the hallway. Exhausted, he turns in for the evening. And so ends day 13. Billa gets up right as the generator runs out of fuel. So he refuels it. Looking over the research papers, he can tell they were onto refrigeration, and so continues the work in an effort to make food last longer. Now we can build a refrigerator, but we still need the materials. After a couple of hours of mining and working on the refrigerator, it's done, and we can keep food fresh forever now. Billa tends to Meatball a little more, then gets in a game of horseshoes. Afterwards, getting some work done framing up the hallway. He then decides to go to bed. And so ends day 14. Billa wakes up and goes straight to tending to Meatball, taking the opportunity to also try to recruit him. Not successful in his efforts yet, he leaves him to think about what they've discussed, and goes back to working on the defenses. Majority of the rest of the day was spent cutting down trees and laying down walls. By the time night falls, he's finishing up the exterior door, brings some of the wood he cut to the stockpile, and brings Meatball some food while also attempting to recruit him some more. And then heads to bed. And so ends day 15. Again today, the first thing Billa does is tend to Meatball. He could really use another pair of hands around here. Still not successful, he goes to collect some berries nearby. Finishing this hallway is becoming more important as time goes on. You never know when a pack of manhunters will show up. It's around 7 p.m. before he decides to stop working on the wall. Decides to give Hoopstone a go this time. Then he decides to go to bed. He's the decider. And so ends day 16. Up at 8 a.m., Billa puts more time into recruitment. Hopefully he'll join soon. Got some food to cook before it goes bad. While fixing damage left by the attackers, Billa finds a vein of plasteel. Lots of damage still to be mended. The hallway itself is nearing completion once again, and also once again, the generator is out of fuel. Definitely gotta fix that. A little bit more recruitment before bedtime. Turns out Meatball is good at medicine. We sure could use his help around here. I know he'll join soon. However, it's very late, so it's time for bed. And so ends day 17. It's been one hell of a week or so. Multiple raids, with many casualties, and a substantial fire. Will Billa be just another casualty in the history of Nibando?
Hello, Alex. You're first.
Nar. What's that, Alex?
Alex Doscious. It's got a great name. And I'll leave it at that.
Hey guys. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
Alex, Doscious, whatever.